You don't want to know what's going on in every single inch of this room that you cannot see right now. This is the first official YouTube video that I make in my new home, which is like super exciting. I will be showing you more in the next moving vlog, but today I actually wanted to talk about a topic that I get asked about quite a lot as a creative who is somewhat of a public gal nowadays. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Agnes. I am a 22-year-old oil painter who have been making a living from my art for about 2 years now. And I know a lot of you guys are in the exact same position that I was in a few years ago, and I know how difficult and overwhelming it can be to start. So today I thought I could create a step-by-step guide, a 10 steps I would take if I was launching my art career today, sort of. I think the title here will be a bit more. So number one, and perhaps most important, is you have to commit. How much do you want this? And why would you want this life? But for real though, I think it's extremely important to really pledge yourself to this if you want to stand a chance. Not necessarily forever. I personally gave myself like a 5-year plan to wholeheartedly attempt this, and if it would lead nowhere, give me no fulfillment, I would step back, reconsider, and maybe get a more traditional education or something else. I do believe me making that commitment to give it my all was vital for my success, because you really have to treat it like a job and like your life's work long before it actually turns into it, if that makes sense. And I know this is easier than what it sounds. I have many friends who are in this exact position now, where they are afraid of commitment, fear of failure, or afraid of losing the stability. Maybe they have a job or they are at the school they don't really like. I do understand that taking that leap of faith is really scary. But if you give yourself a time frame, save up a few months of income, you can fail as many times as you want within that time frame without it being a failure, if that makes sense. Number two, that is also very important, is you have to make sure that your craft is at a level that you are at least somewhat proud of. This sounds a bit hypocritical because I low-key hate every single painting that I've ever made. So maybe don't go by like your inner artist critic, but like objectively, realistically, like, do you have a product to literally or like figuratively sell to people? Like, can you sell that you are an artist? Because at the end of the day, sadly, it doesn't really matter how well you run a business or how good you are at marketing if nobody wants the product you're trying to sell. And if it's not at the moment, that's okay. Like, you have so much time. That part will always be the most important part of the job anyway. So just keep perfecting your craft, practice, evolve, get inspired, experiment, practice more. That is basically the job. Okay, step 3. Okay, so you're committed, you are skilled. What do you do now? The first thing I would do is build a professional portfolio. It doesn't matter if you're not professional yet. This portfolio will be a tool of gaslighting other professionals to give you professional opportunities, making you a professional. It's so important, and don't procrastinate this. Do it today, because you never know when you will meet that one person that will grant you the opportunity you need. Like the other month, me and Andy met the Taishan Scherenberg. And for those of you who don't know my history with this man, he is my portrait painting hero and celebrity hall pass. So yes, it was surreal seeing him and Auntie interact in front of me. And he wanted to see my work, but this happened when I was in between websites. So I had to go by my Instagram feed, but to be successful on Instagram, you have to be like really unserious. Now I always make sure to have a serious professional website set up. You never know who you will meet, and you don't want to burn any bridges in vain. Which brings me to this channel. First ever sponsor, Hostinger, which is the best beginner-friendly website builder in 2025 and the one I personally use to host initialart.com. Now, I'll be the first to admit, I am not the tech-savviest or most patient gal in the world, so I always dread these types of tasks, but Hostinger made it super easy. You can just choose a finished template or even let the AI builder generate a full draft for you. You just have to describe your business and it will make it for you. If you want to design it from scratch, everything is super intuitive. intuitive. It has drag and drop style for all of the features a portfolio website would need. I went with the business plan because I wanted the e-commerce features, and I honestly think it gives you the best value for your buck. Because if you're planning to sell your work, it gives you access to all of the tools you need to run your web shop. And unlike most of these platforms, there are 0 transaction fees and they don't sneak in other business expansion things. And here's the best part, you can also get an additional 10% off with my code Agnes. Just head to hostinger.com/Agnes, also linked at the top of the description. And with the longer plans, you also get 3 extra months free, a free domain included, so your whole portfolio and shop are in one place. These prices are the main reason why I switched platform. Before, I was paying $300 a year for the exact same features that Hostinger is providing me with for $40. I make that back if I sell 2 prints. Hostinger has everything you need to get your career started. So don't miss out on this offer and don't get robbed like me. Like, it's not worth paying more. Number 4, mentally prepare to change your lifestyle because it's brutal out here. It's quite interesting being an artist in this day and age because you will be engaging in a business where you need to make money, but the goal is not really to make money. At least for me, money changed from being something you buy stuff with or something you get rich by, and it turned into time. Money is time. It's a very interesting situation because every few dollars that I save is a day for me to freely live my dream life, if that makes sense. All the money you make has to be spent buying time for you to keep having this as a career. Andy and I save every single dollar that we make when times are good because we know that times of having no sales, times of not trending on social media, like all of these things, they happen. Everything ebbs and flows all the time. So you really can't afford to splurge the same way you would if you had a stable income paid by your boss. Cutting costs, have date nights at home, cook your own food, use that fucking thin ass toilet paper, and don't forget, don't get robbed. Use the Hostinger link in my bio and save yourself a few $100s per year, okay? And number 5, I know that you know already, but you have to get yourself out there. It's super important. I know it's hard. I know for some stupid reason our generation have made it cringe to try and make something out of your life. But girl, you have one life. You literally can't afford to waste any time living by judgmental people who are so bored with their lives that they have to point fingers at somebody else. No, cringe isn't real. And let's be honest, when you scroll through your feed in the morning and if you see something mediocre or something bad, you never think about it again. And it's the same for all the people who watch your thing. If they like it, they will follow you, they will interact, they will want more. If they don't like it, they will literally immediately forget. We live in an era of goldfish brain. You're fine. Making them care and remember is literally the most challenging part. Like, you're fine. In 2025, for independent artists, I really do believe social media is the best, most effective way to go, or at least to start. Obviously, we are the first generation of artists to try this route, and in some pretentious spaces, it may be a bit frowned upon, but times are changing, and now is actually the perfect time to start because it is so new, and it's always better to be ahead of the curve and not behind. I know for myself, I personally landed my first solo exhibition thanks to a gallery owner seeing my first viral reel. This happened just 5 months after I started posting, and me proving that I was capable of producing a solo exhibition and gaining credibility is actually what landed me my second solo show at an even bigger venue in that same city. Now, number 6, my biggest weakness. Discipline. My biggest weakness and Andy's absolute biggest strength. Like, this man, I don't know how he does it. I am trying desperately to copy him, but I cannot. Even when you have 0 deadlines, you've never made a sale, you're not professional by any means, you have to treat it like a normal job where you punch in and you punch out and you show up on time. And this is something that really inspired me about Andy. Like, if you go on his photo booth, you can see videos dated years and years and years and years back of him just practicing religiously hour after hour. Every minute of free time that he had an alarm set on 6 a.m. so he could practice before school. Nobody paid him to do this. Nobody checked if he did it, but When he whips out that solo on his concerts, everybody's jaws are on the floor. You don't see these years and years of shitty webcam videos, but you can hear it, and all your favorite artists in the world have done the job. Before I ever made a living from painting, I drew every day. Emo fan art, Lord of the Rings fan art, Taylor Swift fan art if you really want to know. And more practically, discipline can just look like committing to posting every day or every week or every month, painting something every weekend, making YouTube videos every week, something realistic, but once you find what works, stick to it. It can be very hard saying no to plans with friends and family on a Saturday because they assume you are free. It is difficult for others to understand that you are truly busy when you do have a choice and no boss checking you whatsoever. But it's very important to stand your ground and take yourself seriously, because that is the difference that will take your art from being a hobby to being a job. Now, number 7, something all of us artists struggle with, but get over yourself. The struggle I see talked about most amongst fellow artists is fear. Imposter syndrome, fear of failure, judgment, anxiety over money, lack of faith. And I hear you, everybody feels it to the point where it's just a part of the job. I still feel so undeserving of the success I've had. I feel like my work is not up to standard with the luck and opportunities I've been given. I don't think my own commissions are worth the money. I don't think anyone should bother coming to my exhibitions. But I don't tell you this. Your artwork is only worth what you believe it's worth. What has worked best for me, not only in terms of art, also in terms of like self-respect and self-love and self-care, is like, imagine switching yourself out to your partner or to your best friend who's also trying to make it, and try and talk to your bestie like you talk to yourself and your artwork. You would feel so happy for them. And if they tell you that they're nervous or don't feel good enough, you would 100% reassure them. And that is what you have to give to yourself. And if you can't give it to yourself, buy one of those photo masks and stand in the mirror with your best friend's face on it or something. I don't know. Make it work. For real, like when you think about it, every single situation in your life up till now that you have been nervous about, you have survived. Every presentation, every roller coaster ride, every test in school, every exhibition, every post you've made, like, you've survived everything. You're here. Either you passed it and it went well, or you failed miserably, embarrassed yourself, and nobody literally cares or remembers. Again, nobody cares. Why should you? Number 8, say yes to everything and apply for everything. Everybody's journey is so different and you don't know what yours will look like. You have to kind of order. It's like in Harry Potter, like the wand chooses you. You have to set the odds. You have to walk to the store. You have to have the money. But once you're in there, I do believe like the wand chooses the wizard and the path chooses the artist. You know, when you talk to artists who've been doing it for a long time, so many coincidences, random meetings have led them to the place where they're at today. Always look out when you're walking in your town. Check the galleries. Ask them how it works if you want to exhibit there. Go on the internet. Apply for the open calls. Ask fellow social media artists if they want to collaborate or something. You kind of have to be hungry for it. Send out those emails. Like, worst case scenario, they say no, and you will get so many no's and so many rejections in your career. Some people view me as very active and successful, but I get rejected to 95% of all of the things that I apply to. You just gotta get back on that horse every time. Then number 9, let's say you've gotten the ball rolling. I am guessing you feel hella overwhelmed because that's what I did. My biggest piece of advice is take it one step at a time. You have time to learn. For me, I've just let the universe guide me through it, teach me everything, because you don't really have time to research and learn and try every single thing in case an opportunity arrives. For me, it's more like the opportunity arises, I say yes, and then I learn whatever it takes. It sounds a bit scammy, but you cannot be an expert in every field. I got my first solo show when I had 6 oil paintings under my belt, and in 2 months I created 15 because I had to, and I didn't waste any time worrying about how much I had to paint, how bad I was at painting, would I be able to do it? No time worry. Same with my web shop. I actually started selling prints when I was 16 and I was doing Hamilton fan art. People asked if I did prints and I said sure, and I figured out a place where I could print them. I was just using PayPal and then slowly but surely I invested in actual packaging, I learned how to do tracked shipping, and now I run a professional web shop through Hostinger where everything is working a lot more smoothly than it did in the beginning. My point is, worrying too much about all of the different areas that you don't need to worry about at the moment. Don't waste time worrying about things that are like way down the line. Like, take it one step at a time. What is the best use of my time today? And let the rest come later. And then finally, the most important one would be grit. Have some grit. You will never truly make it. Like, this is a pretty rough career path. I have had super successful months where I have made 5 figures, but still, some months I can barely afford my rent. And I still have exhibitions where I don't make any sales. Sometimes I post Instagram reels and they flop really fucking hard, and it's okay. You just have to be patient, committed and determined, and not give up when times are hard, because it will and not give up when times are hard. And that, I do think, are the most important lessons I have learned from my 2 years of doing this full time. I wish you the best of luck with your art journey, and if you have any questions or any topics you would want a specific video on, just comment them down below and I will try to get to it as fast as possible, although I am really struggling to keep up with the weekly uploads. See you soon, and soon I will be showing you my new apartment. Goodbye. Mwah. Did anyone else drink these strawberry milk straws as a kid? It's probably 90% chemical and I'm feeling super nostalgic, so don't ruin this for me. Oh shit! Okay, sorry. Back to your career. I'm sorry. I got distracted by my nostalgia.